guys, and welcome back to Call of the Wild. Today we're out here in Layton Lakes, and you may have noticed that recently, with the last update, Layton has had an overhaul. Layton now has all new zones for all the different species, and they have all new zone times. So in today's video, we're gonna do a super guide. We're gonna go over 4 different species. We're gonna do the super guide in 2 videos to cover every species in Layton Lakes. So today we're gonna have a look at moose, Roosevelt elk, mallards, and blacktail. Now this super guide is a part of a series. We do have a super guide done now for every map in Call of the Wild. So if you are looking for a hotspot for any species, we have got you covered. I will leave the link to that playlist on the screen and below the video. All of the super guides are broken down into chapters so that you can easily reference whatever species it is that you are looking for. If you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button, click the like button, and ring that notify bell so you never miss an upload. It is absolutely amazing how much you guys hitting that like button does help the channel, and I just want to thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing. Let's try and get this video to 300 likes. We can do it. Let's head right into it. Okay guys, so we're here in the storage locker and we're gonna have a look at the best loadout for Layton Lakes. So I'm carrying with me today the 300, and that is for black bears, moose, and for Roosevelt elk. We have the 303, but you can use any class 4-8 rifle. You can use the 30-06 or the M1. Any 4-8 will do. And that is for blacktail and whitetail. Then we have the 243 here, and that is for coyote. And the 22 rifle, and that is for whitetail jackrabbits and for mallards. Now I just like to point out, I do have the pack mule skill, so I do get to carry an extra 3 kilograms of space. I'm actually not even using it all, but I do highly recommend this. Here it is here, it's under ambusher skills, and that is called the pack mule. And it says right there, increases the base carry capacity by 15%, which is 3 kilograms. So that is game changing, and it doesn't give you any additional noise. You will not make any extra noise, so I do highly recommend this amazing skill. I do carry all my ammo, of course, and then I do carry the Argus and the Hyperion. I generally use the Hyperion most of the time, but I do like to carry the Argus in case there is a special sniper shot we need to take. And then I have all my collars. We have the grunt collar for whitetail and blacktail, the elk collar, the moose collar, the predator distress fawn collar, and that is for black bears, and the predator jackrabbit collar, and that is for coyotes. I don't carry a duck collar, don't need one of those. And we have the first aid kit, the scent eliminator. I like to carry my Apex View binoculars and my Gen Zeros so we can hunt at night. And that is it. That is my full inventory for hunting in Layton. Now I can always put back the 22 and grab a shotgun or a bow, or I can put these both back and use the 7mm. There are lots of different varieties, but this covers everything for you in Layton. Okay guys, so I basically want to explain how the new time zones work in Layton. So basically there's always something drinking in Layton. So if you do enter a multiplayer, you'll be able to hunt something no matter what time it is on the server. So basically this is how it's set up. Roosevelt elk drink from 4 till 8 or 8:30. I'm just gonna say till 8, but it's assumed that the time can end a half an hour after the end time. So moose drink from 8 until 12, whitetail from 12 till 1600, blacktail from 1600 till 2000, black bears from 20 until midnight or 0, coyotes from 0 or midnight until 4 a.m. So that is it, that's around the clock. And then we also have jackrabbits, and they drink, and they overlap a little bit, and they drink from 10 until 1400. So that's how the new time zones work. That is for drinking. So the very first species we're gonna have a look at for today's guide is going to be moose. Now this is Belmont Lake, and quite honestly, this is one of the best lakes for moose drinking that there is in Layton Lakes. I think I found 4 different drink zones around Belmont. Pretty crazy, right? Now moose go to level 5. Now if you are looking for a diamond moose, they can make diamond at level 4 or level 5. And if you are looking for a diamond, that diamond trophy rating is 274.9. That's a max estimate moose. So their max weight is 620 kilograms or 1,367 pounds. And that's a pretty nice one. Now I am using the 300 here. It is my absolute preferred weapon when I am hunting for moose, but there are other weapons you can use, and that was another zone on Belmont Lake. So other weapons you can use for moose include the 338, the 300, you can use the 7mm. You're fine to use the M1 or any 4-8 class, as moose are a class 8 species, but I do believe the 300 is probably your best pick. So we actually found these moose right here on the Renaki River. So moose do have a new drink time here in Layton, and that drink time is from 8 until 12 or 12:30. They used to drink from 9 until 1 or 1300, but that is no longer. So that is their new drink time. And they actually feed from 4 till 8, which is when Roosevelt Elk drink. And you will find moose at the very bottom of the Belmont swamplands. There used to be way more moose in the swamplands here, guys, but there isn't nearly as many now. I did notice that because it used to be a hot spot. It's not super great anymore. Not nearly as many moose there. Now there are 2 different lures for moose. If you do want to call them in, there is the moose collar and there is also moose scent. And if you are looking for a rare moose, they come in 3 different rare variations. They come in piebald, albino, and in melanistic. Now this stretch of river is going to be one of the very best places for moose on the map in Layton. So many moose in here. I think this was an awesome spot before, and it is still a really great spot for moose. So we are up here on the river, not too far from Willowpeg. And there are quite a few animals in that area. And that does bring us to the map. So all of these areas that I have circled in red are where you are going to find moose. Now how this guide is set up, guys, I'm not going to say that I have found absolutely everywhere there's moose. I have definitely found moose in these areas. I'm just trying to help you guys find some of the best spots, but in no means is this an all-inclusive guide. But I did spend hours and hours scouring the map for every single species in this guide to try and give you the best spots. So if you do find the guide helpful, guys, please click that like button. That would be super awesome. Let's carry on. Now my favorite 2 spots for moose on the map are Belmont Lake. 4 different drink zones around this lake. Insane, awesome spot for moose. And the Stripper River below Willowpeg. Those are the best spots for moose on the map. Now I did find quite a lot of moose in this strip here, and I believe that's called High Lake. That little stretch of river had quite a few moose in there. No big ones, but there are definitely moose in there drinking. And there are still a few at the bottom of the Belmont swamplands, but not nearly as many as before. Our next species for today's guide is Blacktail. Now, Blacktail are a class 4 species, and they do go to level 5. If you are looking for a diamond Blacktail, this guy's not quite a diamond, but he's not too bad. They actually go diamond at 177.5, and they can be level 4 or level 5 to make diamond. And you will find Blacktail here on South Lake. So Blacktail are one species that definitely changed quite a bit with the last update. They have definitely moved them around on the map. Belmont Lake is still a super hot spot for Blacktail, probably the best lake on the map. And this is actually on Belmont Lake. That's a pretty sweet little piebald Blacktail, just a level 2. Thought we'd smoke some Blacktail. But yeah, you'll find drink zones littered around this lake. You will find probably 5 different drink zones for Blacktail here. Now their new drink time is 1600 till 20 or 2030, and they just have the 1 drink time. So that is very different. They used to have 2 drink times. They used to drink from 5 till 9 or 9:30 a.m. and p.m. And that is no more. Everything drinks once in Layton now. Isn't that piebald absolutely beautiful? And we took 3 of those bad boys down. And I'm just blowing out Belmont Lake because there's so many blacktail there. So when you are tracking any blacktail, their max weight is 95 kilograms or 209 pounds. And if you are trying to lure in a blacktail, you can use the deer bleat collar, the deer grunt collar, and there is actually blacktail deer scent as well. I like to use the grunt collar myself. I find it gets the best range. And we have just a pile of blacktail here. They're all like, yeet, I am out. And he is very dead. Just the way I like him. So as far as weapons go with blacktail, I like to use either the M1 or the 303, but any 4 to 8 class weapon will do just fine for these guys. You can use the 6.5, you can use the 7mm. Now blacktail come in 3 different rare variations. They come in piebald, albino, and melanistic. So I am still finding blacktail at a lot of the little lakes, but they are pretty much scattered all over the place. I'm finding mostly females along the Calburn River, unfortunately, but a lot of these little lakes are really, really good for blacktail still, which is awesome. But I found there were blacktail from Willowpeg all the way down right to the bottom in Renaki. So they're all over the place. And this is actually on the lake above the bottom left lake in Renaki. I don't know what the name of this lake is, I do apologize, but there is no outpost close to this lake, but this lake is awesome for blacktail. I found 2 zones and all kinds of bucks here. And this is the lake I am referring to, so right above the bottom left lake. So I was actually surprised to find blacktail here. This is at the bottom of the river in Renaki. Were there blacktail here before? Let me know in the comments, guys. I would love to know because I don't remember them being here, but I don't remember everything, so. Well, I guess it's not quite the bottom. I guess it's about halfway up. I do apologize, but that is where we found those blacktail. And that brings us to the map. So I have circled all of the spots. I did run every piece of water that I could think of looking for blacktail, and this is what I came up with, but the very best spots would be Belmont Lake and probably along the Renaki River. Now, the bottom left lake had not nearly as many as before, but I am still finding blacktail at a lot of the little lakes on the right-hand side. But even if I did find blacktail, if I only found females, I did not mark it on the map. But that is where you will now find blacktail deer drinking. Our next species for today's guide is Roosevelt Elk, and I gotta tell ya, I had an amazing time hunting Roosevelt Elk for this guide. I found a diamond, I found an albino, and I have a much better understanding of where to find elk in Layton Lakes. So you will still find them along the Calburn River, but not nearly as many as before. But elk definitely do drink in a wide array, all over the map, basically. So here we are, this is the Calburn River. You will find several drink zones along the Calburn River for Roosevelt elk, and that's actually where I did find my albino. Now, Roosevelt elk are a class 8 species, and they do go to level 5. I don't know if elk can go diamond at level 4. They definitely go diamond at level 5. I would imagine it's possible, but I have actually never seen one. Now, the lures for elk include the elk collar, and we do have elk scent as well. And I did find elk at the bottom of the coast, bottom left corner. And so this is just a little ways down from that bottom left spot. This is right at the bottom of the Renaki River, and I mean right at the bottom. Look at all the elk here. There's a great spot for elk right there. So now I am at the lake above the lake in the bottom left corner. I wish they'd name these darn lakes. And there is definitely elk drinking here. So there are 3 different rare variations for Roosevelt elk, and they are piebald, albino, and melanistic. Melanistic being the toughest to get. They have the absolute lowest spawn rate. And yeah, this lake had 2 drink zones for elk and a lot of bulls here. So really great spot for Roosevelt elk. And that is going to lead us into the map. Here we go. So you will find Roosevelt Elk in all of the areas I have circled in red. And remember guys, I do post all of these hotspot maps to my Discord for you guys to easily reference, and I will leave the link below the video for you. So my very favorite spots would be right here on the river, just below Willowpeg. That is where I found my diamond elk. And the Renaki River, even though there weren't huge herds there were some really nice big males there. But this spot right here in the top middle was really, really great for elk as well. So, but they are, as you can see, spread along lots of spots on the map, and that is definitely where you will find them. Our last but definitely not least species for today's guide is mallard ducks. Now I am going to share a hotspot map with you, but I just want to let you guys know that you will find mallards on just about every piece of water in Layton. I am going to share with you some hotspots where you're going to find just so many of them, like piles, and there are about 4 hotspots on the map. So I am using the 22 here, and you can use the 22 rifle, the 22 handgun, or any shotgun with birdshot on mallards. Those are the only weapons that will give you integrity on class 1 species, and that's what mallards are. Now they are a lot of fun to hunt, even more fun to try and shoot them out of the sky. You gotta lead the shot, and it does take practice, but you just wanna unload that 22 rifle and try and get them out of the sky. They can be great for relieving hunting pressure. Now diamond for mallard is 19.6, and mallards do go to level 3. Level 2s can make diamond, they just don't that often, but it is definitely possible. Now there is a collar for mallards, and that would be the Beacon Deluxe Duck Collar. And you can purchase decoys for mallards. You can purchase mallard drake and hen decoys in the Duck and Cover DLC. And this spot here where the river meets is awesome. You're gonna find all kinds of mallards here. So if you are looking for a rare mallards, the only rare variations are melanistic and leucistic. There are 3 different uncommon variations, and those are blonde, brown hybrid, and piebald. And this is another amazing spot for mallards, right up the Calburn River and go east, and you're gonna find all kinds of ducks up there. So my favorite way to hunt ducks, guys, is to set up a tent beside a duck blind, beside a bunch of decoys, and just fast travel to that tent, run into the decoy, and start firing away with that shotgun. Apparently it's not working perfectly right now, so that's unfortunate, but that is a very fun way to hunt ducks. So that spot we just saw a second ago, guys, that was at the very top, basically at the Calburn River, and there are just a pile of ducks up there as well. And this spot here is on the very bottom coast, and that's another amazing spot where you're gonna find just a pile of ducks down here, all along the bottom coast. So you don't really have to worry about zone times with ducks. They don't even really list the drink times in the reference charts at all, but they do have need zones. So if you do end up spooking out a duck from a zone, you can turn the time back and that duck will come back into its zone. So that's a good tip. So we do have a level 3 duck here. While I was scouring Layton making this guide, I actually managed to shoot 2 of these guys, and we did get 2 diamond ducks. 2 diamond ducks, 1 diamond Roosevelt Elk, 1 albino Roosevelt Elk, and a piebald Blacktail is what we have so far. Gonna be hunting the Whitetail soon, so that is gonna be exciting. That is for the next installment of this Layton Super Guide. And that is where we found that diamond. So we are gonna have a look at the map right now. Let's do it. So as I mentioned before, guys, you're gonna find ducks on pretty much every piece of water in Layton, but I have put circles around all of the spots where you're gonna find just a pile of ducks. So if you do like to hunt those mallards, these are awesome spots for you to check out. So there you have it, guys. Those are the very best spots and everything you need to know to hunt for moose, Roosevelt elk, mallards, and black-tailed deer in Layton Lakes. I will be making a second video with the other 4 species very soon, If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and don't forget to click the notify bell so you never miss another video. Definitely leave a comment down below, guys. Let me know what you would like to see in upcoming videos. Definitely clicking the like button, commenting down below. It all helps so much, and I thank you guys so much for it. Take care, guys, and we will see you in the next one. If you guys would like to check out amazing hotspots for every species in Call of the Wild, click on these Where and When super guides. Take care, guys.